Well, good evening, everyone, and happy Monday. My name is Sharon Rankin, and I'm so delighted to welcome you to our Monday night Mission Possible team call. If I haven't had a chance to meet you, I don't see everybody on the screen. I am a 35-year veteran with the Juice Plus Company. I always try to give my long story short that I used to be a broke stay-at-home mom. Now I'm blessed and gladly a rich gadabout grandmother, and we just continue to gadabout, and it gets more and more. So we're truly blessed to be a part of the Juice Plus family, and I know that you are excited to be here tonight. Your choice, for each of you, your choice to be here tonight says so much. It says so much about your commitment to your business, about learning, about growing, about developing skills. So we thank you for being here. I find how it's so vital to stay connected to the fire, and definitely this is the fire. So each week as we come together, it is to remind us of our purpose and our mission, which is inspiring healthy living around the world. That is the Greater Juice Plus mission. And as a Mission Possible team, definitely our mission is that we are a growing team of inspired individuals, ambassadors for change, dedicated to creating a healthier, more prosperous life for people today and in future generations. And every time we have a Monday night call, it is designed to help us grow in our skills, our beliefs, our habits, our disciplines, to help us get better at shining the light for health and hope. So I know that you're going to be so excited that you have chosen to be here this evening for our team call. Our special speaker, as we have promoted for the last couple of weeks, is National Marketing Director Sharon Hyde. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about Sharon so you'll know her background and where she's come from. She's actually been with Sharon has actually been with the Juice Plus Company 17 years, so she is really a 17-year veteran as well. She's been a national marketing director for the last 7 years. When I first met Sharon, she was a flight attendant for United, and she lived in Maryland for 25 years, and I think Juice Plus has allowed her to live in Orlando now for the last 3 years, a lifestyle of choice. Before Juice Plus, as you heard me say, she was a flight attendant. And in Sharon's path of growth is when she discovered really the code breakers that we're going to talk about tonight. But I just want to give you, Sharon, I don't know if you remember that we met very early on in your Juice Plus career with Sue Burdick. I met you, you're on the Burdick team, and I met you and we had brunch together, remember, at the Peabody. I don't know if you remember it. I have a picture of all of us together that day, and I think you were a sales coordinator at the time, and Sue said that this lady is going to be a national marketing director with our team, and that has proven to be true, and a leader within the Juice Plus Company and a wonderful partner. So Sharon, welcome. We're delighted to have you here. Come and share with us about Codebreakers.
Oh, well, wonderful. Thank you for inviting me. And I do remember I was intimidated by and felt so excited to be with all the national marketing directors at the Peabody. And some of them said, well, we'll see if you'll stay. And I said, I'm staying. And so I'm very excited about sharing with you something that I've learned in my journey, because I think it's something that'll really help us keep the focus on building a Juice Plus business and developing some skill set. I came across what it's called now is Codebreaker. It's kind of in a name change situation, so you'll hear it called Bank Code, and it's an acronym, which I'll explain to you. But what it is, it's a sales personality training. And some of the things that I have caught myself saying them, we say these things like, sales is a numbers game, and there's so many people, you've got to talk to 10 people to get 1 or 2, and go for no, and getting all excited about the no's and all of those things. But at the end of the day, when you look at it, you're like, is there something we're missing? And in my journey, and this is the place where I've seen the most benefit in my business, is in the journey of when you're building a team and tribe, all of a sudden, you know, you're getting this extended family and different ideas and thoughts and beliefs. And sometimes it can be a little confusing. So I was in that stage in my life when I was at a personal growth development seminar when I learned about this. And so I instantly became a student of it and learned how to do it. I became a certified trainer because that was the only way we could learn. And there was another thing in the back of my mind is I always wanted to make sure I was going to protect my tribe, protect my team, because I knew that I would be able to do it. Not that it was power and control, but in the sales and marketing field, we don't want anybody distracted with a shiny object. So I wanted to make sure that that's where I, you know, would learn the skill. So I did not share it sidelines for a long time, for about 5 years. And I'll tell you why. The program was phenomenal. It was the fact that there was a little bit of a marketing funnel on the back end of it. And I felt like out of integrity, I didn't want to share it. I didn't want anybody to be distracted. So that's really important because that funnel is still kind of circling around. So I'm very not on my end, but just out there in the world. And so the company has switched over to Codebreaker, which is moving forward now for the network marketing industry, which makes it just a perfect tool for me to share now. And so what I will tell you is that I'm going to give you just a quick overview of what it is, and what I have in place for everybody on the Juice Plus family is a private Facebook group community for you to come to learn. There's no charge for it. It is just a mentorship for us to grow and to learn. Okay, so there's no pitch at the end. There's nothing. I am giving you my gifts for you to learn this. So I think I am going to share a PowerPoint. I'm going to pick and choose some of the pictures from it, from the PowerPoint. And because inside the training, I have a lot of video training. So I just want to give you what this is. It's just really great information. And I have a disclaimer that because I am a certified trainer, I do teach and charge for it outside the Juice Plus community. So you will see me out there teaching it, but in the Juice Plus community is my gift to you. And so what this is where do I want to go? I want to start here. Okay, so I know we say we're in the sharing business, but you know what? At the end of the day, there's an order form. We can't have a positive impact in people's lives unless we close the sale. And so Robert Kiyosaki was one of my mentors early on. You know, when I first started Juice Plus, I read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which really inspired me to want to own my business, to want to be with the Juice Plus company. And the ability to sell is the #1 skill in business. And for us to reach our goals, for us to go after some of the bonuses that are coming out and to help our team succeed, it really comes down to the ability to sell, right? To get people to share their Juice Plus. But a lot of times we're told to go for no, like count your no's, get excited, you know, and at the end of the day, you're kind of in line talking to people, saying, are you interested? No. Okay. Are you interested? We're kind of on this little hunt. However, you know, I felt like for me, I really struggled with that. One, I think for me, I felt like in the book, Think and Grow Rich, if I was focusing on no's, I was kind of like bringing more no's on. So I was like, okay, I got to focus on yes, but how do I change how do I get to a place that I get a lot more yeses, a lot more ways to have people connect? And so the lady that I met on that stage had a secret, and her secret was called BANK. And so it's an acronym for the 4 different personality codes, which is blueprint, action, nurture, and knowledge. And so it's kind of fun because in the movie, The Da Vinci Code, she, you know, gave this analogy of this cryptex that held the Holy Grail. And if you opened up had the right combination, you could bing, open it up, and you've had the secret. But at any point in the process, you had the code wrong, a vial of vinegar would break, and it would destroy the papyrus that was inside this thing in the cryptex, which was in the movie, and it would destroy the paper. And think about that in our business. You know, some people we connect with and it's really great, and then others, things are going really good, and then something's not right. Like what just happened? And I remember a few times that I was filling out the distributor app, and at some point they changed their mind. It was like that vial of vinegar was hit, and I was like, wow, what is this about? Let me move forward to, the presentation is longer and you'll see it, but I'm just picking out because you know what, Sharon, I don't even know how much time we have. Do you have 30-minute calls?
Well, we generally go about 30 minutes, and I'm sorry for not clarifying. So, yeah.
No, that's what I thought. So I'm just going to do a drive-by. So you guys, this is backed by science. There's 2 white papers published on it, which is really cool. So let me get into the nitty-gritty just so to get you intrigued so you'll come and want to learn more. So there's your 4 personality types. So, and I'm going to go over them really quickly, but first of all, we're all of them, okay? So we're not just one, we're a combination of them, okay? It's just some are more dominant than others. And the languaging that we speak attracts people of more of our code. So this comes back to, you know how we say Hippocrates, let food be thy medicine? Well, Hippocrates also discovered the 4 temperaments, the 4 personalities, and he actually treated his patients differently and healed them differently based on their temperaments. So this goes back, you know, to 400 BC. And so we see a lot of people like personality code training is like, I mean, they have it every year at the Q School, which is phenomenal. They have, you know, Kobe tests, they have the DISC and so forth. I mean, how many of you here think about all the questions you fill out to figure out who you are, right? And it's always fascinating because we love to learn about who we are. But this is, please forgive me as I skip ahead. This system right here is based on values and biology. So when all the other personality tests are based on who I am, but now we're flipping it, it's reverse engineered to who you are. Okay, so my job is to communicate to your personality. And a way to also look at it is think of like a blueprint and action and nurture knowledge as a different language. So blueprint would be English, action would be, say, German, nurture would be Chinese, and knowledge would be Korean. So if I'm talking to English, you know, we have a high probability that we're going to get a yes. High probability, we're in sync, we're speaking the same language. But if I am speaking as an English to the Korean person over here, and my Korean skills are not very sharp, he might smile and nod his head and go, yeah, and there's no way I'm gonna close that sale. And it's not like I did anything wrong, it's just that we miscommunicated. And so I want to show you this is a good picture of the 4 different values. And we actually have value cards that you can use, which I use and people use on our team. So I was going to pull them out here, value cards that you can just hold. And so, you know, you can just hand them to somebody. And when I say to somebody, when I'm meeting them for coffee or Starbucks, I might say, you know, I'll say, Sharon, it was just a pleasure to meet you today for coffee. Let me get a coffee for you, but I have a fun little icebreaker. If you would do me a favor, would you sort these cards from top to bottom, from what you value the most to what you value the least? It'll save us some time, and it'll help me serve you better. And I said, I can't wait to see what you have, and I'll tell you what my color code is. And so they they look at it and they're always intrigued about who they are. And because they're learning and they're sorting, and meanwhile you go get them a coffee, or in 90 seconds they have it figured out, unless they're a knowledge person. Well, then they do spreadsheets on it, which is funny. But they'll hand it to you, and they might hand it to you like blue, red. Their primary one is blue, red, green, and yellow. So immediately I know what their value is, and then I can immediately start communicating to them in a way that they could hear me. And this is not manipulation in any way. This is about a genuine, authentic connection. This is raising really your emotional intelligence. It's raising your emotional intelligence where you're having a whole new level of empathy and connection. See, years ago, we were taught like feel, found, felt, where you kind of mirror and you gesture, and if they tilt their head, you tilt your head. And that's kind of manipulative. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if this person that I'm talking to Sharon, and her number one code is blueprint action, I'm going to pull those things out within myself and my skill set and connect with her in a genuine way about that, but being respectful of what she values. So what do the different values that I'm going to have to do? Please know that I have, trust me, hours of training. This is the most incredible training, free for you, in the Facebook group. But typically a blueprint type of person likes stability, structure, systems, planning, predictability, responsibility, credentials, titles, tradition. Okay, so very inside the box kind of people, okay? Think of Randy Matthews, okay? He's a blueprint. He's compliance. And, and other people. Really, the company ourselves, the company office is a very blueprint, very conservative, very structured, very, no, we can't have much risk. When you're talking to your customers, where blueprint would be a big deal, is they want to know if there's a money back guarantee. They're going to want to know, will you call before the product ships? Can they return it? Those things, they want no risk whatsoever. Is my credit card safe? The PCI compliance is a really big deal. There's so much. I honestly, I spent 40 minutes on the values for this alone in the private training, but they're really big on timely, being on time. And so some of the other codes tend to run late. So that could be a real sticky situation. Okay, we have another code called action. And so our action values are, they like freedom, flexibility, spontaneity, action, opportunity, excitement, attention, stimulation, winning, fun, image. Okay, so where we see this in our Juice Plus community is one, this is what we saw when we saw the British invasion, okay? And it was funny because people thought that that was a Gen Y thing, a millennial thing, and it was not. It was a code thing. So all of the millennials are not like our UK invasion, like motorboats and fast cars and, putting selfies of themselves and, losing weight. That's an action code behavior. And they just kept speaking the language, and it built momentum. Because the thing about this code is they get in and it's really exciting, but sometimes they have ADD, and the next shiny object gets their attention and off they go. So, it's a great code to have, but you got to understand that they don't get jazzed up about salad and jar parties. And I have a high action person, and man, it was hysterical. She's like, you're not going to flip and I'm not doing salad or jar parties. They are boring. In her first Wine and Wellness, I couldn't stop laughing. She had a band show up and a whole dinner buffet, and people were walking down the streets with bottles of wine. It was a Wine and Wellness. It was around the pool with a band. I was like, I couldn't stop laughing because of the contrast. And I didn't know how she was going to reel it in. And it was phenomenal. She reeled it in. She grabbed that microphone, center stage, reeled that in, and launched a new team member and closed sales. And everybody had dancing and a good time at her Wine and Wellness. Where my nurture, which I'll cover, might have we might have little flip books that we flip through, right? And we might hunker down in the living room all cozy like. So very different languaging. Boss Babes, I think it's Boss Babes, is another high action type presentation. So you'll see, you see Australia and Canada tends to be high action code in their Juice Plus presentations. So nurture, I'm watching the time. Yeah, nurture is a lot of us here in America. We're mission driven. It's one of the primary languages of our company. So we are, right, relationship driven, relationship currency, authenticity. We really love our personal growth, teamwork. Ethics and harmony, everybody singing Kumbaya together is so important. One team, one mission. No, I'm just, and it's lovely. I mean, it is my number one code. That's why I'm giving you this training for free, right? Because it's my code. Not that you have to do it for free, but I have a reason. I know that there's a higher calling for that, which I'll tell you. And it's because I want our focus to be growing our Juice Plus business, and Juice Plus needs to be just out there in everyone's home, and learning this skill, this style of communication, and kind of being a student is going to give you some real advantages. So the nurtures, they like to hug a lot. So they like to hug and connect. Now, the second language of the Juice Plus community is knowledge, okay? So the knowledge people value learning, intelligence, logic, self-mastery, research, universal truths, the big picture, and expertise. And so that's also really important for our company and a lot of the people that we attract in here. So, and they don't really like to be hugged at the same degree that the nurtures do. I still remember DJ is a high K. And when I was at the home office, I gave him a hug, and he goes, I really don't like people touching me. And I go, yeah, that's right, high K. So thank you. So, what will happen is you might have connected to kind of a little bit about what your primary code is, but in a nutshell, you're a combination of 4 codes. So there's actually 24. And so now we only have a 4% chance of being successful when we're sharing the product and the business and our presentation to just the average person. Now, when we're sharing Juice Plus, what we've been primarily doing has been doing a knowledge nurture presentation. Very little blueprint and very little action here in America. And the UK was all action, no nurture, no science, no blueprint. They were just all A. And Canada tends to still be very high A, but they're bringing in more the nurture as well. It's very interesting in the knowledge. Statistically, in the business, they just did research on this. Statistically, there's the lowest code in the network marketing industry is blueprint. They don't like the risk. And so it's only like a 5% or something of the blueprint primary code will join a network marketing industry. In sharing, now I know several of you here have high blueprint codes. So in sharing the business with them, you want to make sure you're either using the mission-driven model, or you're using a system of the Freedom Revolution. Whatever your team has a system in place, it's imperative that you show them that you have a step-by-step plan, that you have a team call every single week to come to check in, to be inspired. Very important things that they're gonna wanna know that there's a calendar and a sequence of things that are happening for a blueprint person. Now, an action person, wants to really have fun, if they want to have they want to see the money, they want to see the opportunity, where a nurture person is all about, I'm gonna stop sharing here so that you can see me. A nurture person is all about making a difference in the world, mission driven. It's like really, really huge. And sometimes you'll hear them say, oh, I don't care about the money. Now, a knowledge person, now here's the challenge with our knowledge person. They're very good, but you can't close them. They take forever and a day to make a decision, and they research it and they research it and they research it. And so Eric Worre teaches us to say, you know, what else can I get you to help you make a decision, right? That is what you say to a K, right? Is it, what else can I get for you? Oh, I'd like, you know, 15 science journals. Wonderful. Would you like the hard copy? You know, it's like, ah! You know? So it's really good though, because then you realize it's not you just speak their code. You give them what they want. You give them fun when they want fun. You give them a hug when they want a hug. You give them a system when they, you know, when they need a system. Now, I'm going to share this with you, and this is why, because I'm watching the time. I really want to be respectful. There's 2 codes that are money codes, and there's 2 codes that are called the unmoney code. Okay, so action and blueprint are the money codes, and that leaves knowledge and nurture as the unmoney code. So, yikes. So that is our primary languaging, just out of habit too, and teaching. So it is making it harder. So my goal is to teach you to be a divergent. A divergent is someone who can speak all 4 of them. So you can speak the money code when you need to speak the money code, and to attract people. So somebody who wants to make money and thrive in this business doesn't want to say sometimes join a work about charities and mission. Okay, so sometimes, you know, it's okay to meet them with the money part, you know, but we get so used to we're mission driven. Well, somebody that's not mission driven goes, I'm going off to that other company, you know, and so we inadvertently chase people away and we don't even know it. And there's so many little things, and people ask the greatest questions. And so I do lots of lives into the Facebook group. So what I have for you is, I'm going to share my slide. That this is, and I invited all the national marketing directors to come and to check out first. I felt like it was really important for me to follow the code of honor and respect. I went to the company first, to Janet and to Sean and all of them. I wrote them letters, gave them all of the material. Then I gave it a couple weeks. I invited the national marketing directors to take a look, and then they invite you. And I just think that that's a proper way to do this. And so now it's open to everyone. Corporate is part of this group, which I'm really, really excited about, because I'm hoping that they will also chime into the training. So when you go into, so take a picture of this, because I'm going to take it down. You can just go www.codebreaker4jp.com. It brings you to a Facebook group. Just request to join, and you can join. And so the only thing that there is a charge for is tools, if you choose to use them. There's a digital book that's half off for $10. The plastic cards are $20, $20 or $25. She changed the price on things. And then there's an artificial intelligence tool, which I haven't shown you yet. I've been wanting to show you, and actually it's not necessary for people to have. We can play with it inside the group, and I'll do a demo on that, because they actually launched artificial intelligence, where if you copy and paste our presentation scripts or a website page or whatever, it actually tells you what is the languaging code of that particular presentation or communication. It's incredible. It was presented at the United Nations for World Peace, for better communicating. So think about it on your teams. Think about, I know for myself, where in my opinion, all conflict is just miscommunication. Just miscommunication. And this has been so invaluable on our team because whenever something's happened, we'll go like, hey guys, let's go back to our codes. Like, this is who you are, this is what you are, we're miscommunicating. And so we can totally, like, our communication has just been totally revamped. And we've healed a lot of miscommunications, you know, to say the least. So I think that's, I mean, trust me, there's so much. So this isn't something you just do in an hour and you go, oh, I'm going to be proficient. This is something that you watch maybe a little bit and you play with the cards, or you read the book, ask some questions. The more we start using some of the languaging like we use with Brene Brown, the easier it's going to get to just raise our emotional intelligence, and we'll be unstoppable. This is with the AI and stuff, it's an unfair advantage. When you think about going from getting lots of no's and counting your no's to, ooh, who's this person in front of me and how can I better serve them and how can I better connect to them, and being armed with skills and files in your brain where you can make a difference. And the other way that I would describe it, I remember after I had the training, the only way I could say is, like, I saw the world completely different. And once you have that, I see the world differently. And once you do, it's just different. And I have so much more compassion and empathy. I don't get mad, you know, even when I see my little action people at a presentation scrolling on their phone, because I know that that's a behavior they do when they can't help themselves. It's not personal, so we give each other much more grace. And our action people are also understanding that that's disrespectful and can be vinegar for those that are business professionals. So we can have those conversations. So with that, Sharon, I know it's a lot of information in a short time. Is there anything else you want me to touch upon?
You know, I don't think so. I think you've covered it beautifully. I love this whole focus, Sharon, of discovering who the other person is so we can better serve our prospects, our customers, and our team members better. That's really what we want to do, is to make, as Eric Johnson says in Teamsy, make someone's day, but also better serve them. So yes, thank you. I have already delved. I've got my cards. It's just to tell you a quick little story. One of my newest team members, I'd already worked with her for a couple of months before I got the cards, but I sat with her the other day and I said, would you just put these cards in order? And her number one card was nurturing. And I already had a sense of that because I had taken her to the Next Gen event here in Nashville back in July, and it was very nurturing. It was very community driven, and people were just so inclusive. And that's what won her over, because Sharon, when she was going in there, she was just as an observer. She was, I'm not signing up. This is not for me. But the nurturing community that we have won her over. So I can see what you're saying. In retrospect, I go like, woohoo, this really does work when you totally understand it. So yes. I'll just share that story. So thank you for sharing.
Yeah, one story, may I just share one quick story, because I think this goes the opposite of what you did, and it's just as important. We went to a Prevention and Plus. We were building for events like we normally do. This is before I knew bank, and it was Dr. Sears. And my people were bringing a gym guy. He was a fitness guy. He was like a muscle head, but I didn't know he was a muscle head. You know, he got there 15 minutes into Dr. Sears' presentation. He went to the bathroom and never returned. It was the wrong presentation. Like, no harm to him, but had I had my skill set and found that out, I would have said, oh, let's just do a phone call instead.
Yeah. Wow. So, yes. And I've had similar things to happen over the years where, you know, you didn't know why somebody just got totally stern cold in a presentation, but it was because this was the wrong presentation for them. I've seen it happen.
Well, invite your team to just jump in there and share it with anybody in the Juice Plus community. You know, the more the merrier. And you'll see bank, now you're going to hear it as bank code. Lauren Lahav has Sherry Tree, the creator of this, coming in. She's coming into Austin on Wednesday. A lot of people are there, but she will be doing a pitch fest. So that's where, and so Mitra's going to announce our group here, our safe tribe, because I really don't want people, and I love Sherry Tree. I work with her. I'm a trainer for her, but I'm Juice Plus first. So.
Well, I appreciate that. And we just thank you for sharing so generously with our team. I know it's 9:30 or later in your world, in the Eastern world. We've got several, we do span four time zones here, so we know it's late in your world. So let's all say thank you. You guys can give a big thank you to Sharon. Many of you will see her. You can thank her in person at Juice Plus Live in Austin. And I just encourage us all to pay attention to how we can better understand people. It really is, it is the journey of how we get better in our personal growth skills, but discovering who others are so we can better serve them. I can't think of a better gift that we could give people that we serve in our Juice Plus company and community. So thank you, Sharon. We appreciate you so much. You guys have a great week.
Thanks, Sharon. You were awesome.
Sharon.
It
Thank
is
you,
awesome.
Sharon. That was
Just
tremendous.
terrific.
Wow. Awesome.
See you in Austin.
See you in Austin.
Thank you.
Bye. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Sharon.